There's also another way to stop Roberson's execution: clemency or pardon. Let's take a live look here. As you see, the Capitol today, the Texas Board of Pardons and Paroles could recommend clemency for Roberson, but it would be up to Governor Greg Abbott to decide. And later this morning, autism advocacy leaders and Texas exonerees will deliver a petition with 116,000 signatures to the governor. Governor Abbott. KVUE crews will be there to get all the details.
Now, the main crux of Roberson's conviction in the first place is his daughter's cause of death. Back in 2002, prosecutors argued that Nikki died from shaken baby syndrome.
And here's what we can verify, Rob, about the now widely believed to be debunked diagnosis and the way the U.S. and the courts here have handled cases involving it. Our sources are the executive director of the Utah-based National Center on Shaken Baby Syndrome, a child abuse pediatrician, and member of the American Academy of Pediatrics Council on Child Abuse and Neglect, the executive director of the Death Penalty Information Center, and the National Registry of Exoneration. So we really did our homework here.
Yeah, so first let's talk about the diagnosis. The term shaken baby syndrome is now referred to as abusive head trauma. And according to doctors on the American Academy of Pediatrics Council on Child Abuse and Neglect, it is a serious brain injury that happens when a child's head is injured through shaking or some sort of violent impact.
And critics say doctors look for three symptoms to conclude abusive head trauma. They look for bleeding around the brain, brain swelling, and bleeding in the eyes. And they say doctors should consider other things that could mimic head injuries. In Roberson's case, it was pneumonia. In 2003, new evidence showed Roberson's daughter died when undiagnosed pneumonia progressed to sepsis. The executive director of the Center for Integrity and Forensic Sciences says Roberson's supporters are not trying to say that shaking a baby is safe or that child abuse does not exist. Instead, they're trying to say that she is not the case here, that this does not prove to be the case when it comes to Nikki, the little girl here. When it comes to shaken baby syndrome cases around the country, the executive director of the Death Penalty Information Center says 8 people have been sentenced to death. 2 of them have been exonerated. She says the National Registry of Exoneration shows at least 30 people have been exonerated in shaken baby syndrome cases. However, the executive director of the National Center on Shaken Baby Syndrome says a recent research article found 97% of more than 1,400 cases over the course of a decade were upheld. And when cases are overturned, it's rarely because of medical evidence. But it happened in Texas last week. A judge ordered a new trial for a case in Dallas County.